first spot. I'm Sandy Morimoto with Culligan Water, and this is Victor Flores. I cover the Orange County portion of Culligan dealership, and Victor handles LA. He's relatively new. He's been with Culligan for 20 years, but
the short straw.
He is now our commercial rep. I do commercial sales in Orange County. We are everything water, anything to do with water, water treatment, high purity water, water softening, water filtration. The only thing we're not doing aggressively right now is reclaimed water, but other people in the room can handle that for you. And so anything within the water industry we can help you out with. So if you're specifying equipment, or if you're an inspector and you have an issue, and or if you're a vendor and you need to make sure that your hot water heaters have water softening on them, we are the people to call here in California.
Great. Any new products you want to tell us about?
Oh, well, the prize, we have a couple of cases of water, of course, because you have to have that. Mo got his case in his car, and then we have a goodie bag as well. We do have a number of new products. We're actually going to be, starting next year, we're going to be repping a high purity lab system, which will be excellent. That's more to come next year, but we've had a couple of new product lines come out. We have a new skid-mounted RO system. It's called an IWRO. Can do up to 110 gallons a minute. Pretty big. I just sent one to a laundry facility in Las Vegas. It was delivered on December 1st. So, you know, there's just more and more water treatment issues. Obviously, I work with Disneyland as one of our largest customers. I do all the water treatment at Disneyland, less the water cooling towers. So they are actually looking at putting RO systems on all their cooling towers as well. So they are aggressively pursuing options and
That
issues.
shouldn't affect the ticket prices at all.
Should not. So, but we have a lot of different things out there. So if you have any questions, need anything, really the biggest thing I always talk to anybody about in Orange County is brine restricted communities. In the commercial industrial world, there's a lot of brine restrictions where they don't allow commercial automatic water softeners. So you have to use portable exchange, resin exchange. We are kind of the leader in all those options. So anything out in Imperial County commercially, in Riverside County, and or kind of Orange County, South Orange County, and North San Diego County, we have a lot of brine restrictions. So if you have any questions about that, you can give us a call on that one as well.
One quick question about the high purity system. What kind of piping do you have to use downstream of that?
Well, Mario can answer that question probably better than I can, but see, it depends on if it's going to be CPVC, PVC, stainless, and if it's OshPod. There's some other questions on that, what they can use downline. If it's an OshPod, Polypro. So that would be what you need for the high purity.
Okay. Any questions from anyone? For Sandy? Victor?
Is there any scotch with the water?
There is not scotch with the water, but I bet you have some at home.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
From Ideal Tried-On Manufacturing. Back in the 60s, these Ideal made no-hub couplings for all the pipe and fitting manufacturers back in the day. So this coupling is actually a heavy-duty coupling, rated, same width as a standard no-hub coupling. The bands are 5/8 inch wide. Gives you 11% more sealing surface because they're wider than everybody else's band. ASTM C564 on the gasket. The bands are 0.028 inches thick, which is thicker than everybody else's band. We also have a longer housing, so you get more thread engagements as well. 5/16 nut, torqued to 80 inch-pounds per heavy-duty requirements. I have some binders up here that have all the information on the couplings. Let's see, IATMO listing in the very back of the binder, and the most important letter from NSF, third-party certification, stating that this coupling meets all the ASTM C1540 requirements for heavy duty. We're working on currently getting that same letter for OshPod work, which will be FM 1680. Thank you, Ira. And I have binders up here if anybody needs binders. The samples can go by also if anyone wants a sample. Less labor for the contractors, 2 less bands to tighten up on every job that requires heavy duty couplings. I have a couple bucket tool bags, a $25 Target gift card, and a couple sets of drill bits to raffle off as well.
Very generous.
Any questions on the couplings? Darn, I did too good a job.
Right, no, that's sweet. How are they priced compared to your competition?
Okay, you've got, everybody knows Husky. Well, Ideal also has the heavy duty couplings. So, but everybody knows Husky. So they have their 4000 series, which is the orange shield. They have their 2000 series, which is the white shield. And this coupling will be priced right in the middle of those. So.
And will this replace the 4000, or could it be used in
It
lieu of the
could, it
4000?
complies to the same standards. The only thing we can't use it on right now is OSHPD work because I don't have the FM 1680 approval yet.
And you foresee that coming?
Yeah, that's coming.
Okay.
That's coming.
And where are they made?
Ideals US.
Yeah, Ideal US.
They're out of Jersey.
Are they made USA?
Yeah, they are.
By
made in
America.
USA. I just don't remember
Yeah.
where they're from.
Okay, that's fine.
Already where he's based.
Tennessee.
You owe me a beer.
Smyrna, Tennessee.
Next meeting.
Okay.
Well, great. You want to,
Sure.
Real quick, a lot of you guys know me from 30 years with Westmark, with Mario Orlando, was my partner over there as in the field for 17 years. And I'm very honored to be here today. I haven't been active here in 20 years, so I appreciate the invitation. John Kane is here with me from Rector Seal Corporation. We're a multiple rep. Biggest lines are Chicago and LK. And Rector Seal.
Yeah.
So we need raffles over here with stuff you guys can use every day. So anyway, we'll raffle these off first, and then I'll turn it over to John. Last three digits, right? 094 and 119.
No. That's not my number.
Wait, look at this table.
What do you got?
Okay, take one of the bags. It's two bags. Right? No, bags.
Oh, the bag.
He's like trying to take some tools.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
There you go. I want
that big
I want the
alpha
expensive
thing.
stuff.
You want a drink?
So you 094 or 119?
What was your ticket, Larry?
Okay, so anybody have 119?
Close.
Okay, another one. Okay, 099. 099.
Oh.
You get that prize at the floor.
A lot of his stuff. Thank you. A lot of. But anyway.
was there a 119 also or no?
No, the 119 and 099.
What do you got, Ben?
You got 119?
Oh, we called that one and you
Called that
didn't
one,
come
you
up.
didn't come up.
So,
Just
say,
hold
put it
on.
back in.
Man.
Yeah.
No.
No. Keep it. We're,
Keep your stuff here where the thermostatic mixing valve is inside the faucet. If there's any plumbing inspectors here, I probably fought with you 100 times because I said I got turned down a lot of jobs, so I proved to them there's a thermostatic mixing valve inside the faucet. So this is really cool. It's already set for the
specs, that's all we need.
Right. That's our job. So anyway, I'm going to turn it over to John for a record show.
Thanks, Malcolm. Again, my name is John Kane. I'm the Western Regional Sales Manager for Rector Seal Corporation. Show of hands, who's familiar with Rector Seal? Everybody's been using number 5 for their whole careers, right?
It's in my blood.
There we go. But that's just a very small part of what we do. We have one of the largest chemical manufacturers in our industry. And everybody knows us for our thread sealants. We also make solvents, cements, and primers. We own the No Corrode product of Flux line of Flux products. And then we're one of the largest fire stopping material manufacturers. Anybody get into the fire stopping business? Okay. But in addition to all the chemical products, we make a lot of solution-based products, or what we call them hard products. That range, there's above and below grade rough-in products that range anywhere from the cow's tongue. What did you call these? Scuppers. The downspout adapters we would make in the metal types as well as all the new all-plastic ones. And especially in Southern California, we sell a lot of our backwater valves, the clean check backwater valves. both, well, here we sell mostly or ABS, but we also make them in PVC. Somebody brought up Legionella, and it was one of the biggest topics for another major part of our lines are Sure Seal waterless trap sealers. One of the issues, not only with Legionella disease, but also SARS, is the transmission of human pathogens via the DWV system. And it's becoming a bigger and bigger issue that's being talked about more and more. So we have a great solution-based product. I'd love to talk to you guys about it. If you're interested, please come up and we'll give you literature on that. Again, we've got a whole host of chemical and solution-based products. We'd just love to get your attention to talk about it, educate you. If there's something you don't know that we have, we'd like to point it out and see how it could be a part of what you do with your businesses. Any questions?
I have one question about the trap seal. They're listed by IAPMO, but they're not. But in the listing, it says that doesn't negate a trap primer.
That's right. In the current code under IAPMO, in new construction, the waterless trap sealers do not preclude, a conventional trap primer. But as you know, all trap. Wait, let me. Is there anybody selling trap primers before I say this?
You might have that Sioux Chief one, but don't worry about it.
To no fault of the trap primer manufacturers, they all fail. Whether it's from calcium buildup, from the supply lines, or a whole myriad of reasons, they all ultimately fail. And, in their replacement, it's very, very expensive, and a lot of the time building owners don't want to repair those things. So we've got a very great and easy solution to that. So in this jurisdiction, they're allowed in addition to a trap primer, in answer to your question. New construction, we can't put them in all on their own. Although many in most states do allow it to great success. Any other questions? Thank you guys for having me. I'm honored to be here and look forward to something called Calcium-Free, which you're supposed to clean out your tankless water heaters or have them flushed out. And not only do we make the chemical product to do that, we have a whole kit that includes a pump for taking care of that whole process. So if that's part of your business, we've got a great solution for you along those lines.
All right, thank you.
NITC, we are a third-party personnel certification company. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We certify people throughout the United States and in some cases outside of the United States, South America, Guam. What we do is normally test people. Our biggest line of business is in the medical gas industry, but we also do fire protection, plumbers, and pipe fitters. So we can develop exams for certain entities like state of Louisiana and Nevada. We do their state plumbing test, whether it's master, a trainee in Louisiana, or just your journeyman plumber test. So that's kind of cut and dried. I have some business cards up here. I have some handouts, some notepads, some pens. If anybody has any questions, and I have some raffle stuff.
May I ask, how often do you have your tests?
We test whenever someone requests a test.
Oh, so
We
it could be
set
an
up
individual person says, I need to get this certification.
Right.
And you'll set a schedule for them to come
Absolutely.
in.
Yeah, either you come to our office or go to a testing facility,
Okay.
a brick and mortar building, a PSI center.
And,
But we have an office downtown Los Angeles. You can come to our office.
and approximately, a range of what the test costs.
Most exams are $116
Huh.
for certification.
And how fast do you get the results?
If it's computer based, it's immediate at the end of the exam. If it's paper pencil, if you're doing it in our office, it'll be 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
If you're out in, let's say, a remote location, the paper pencil has to be mailed back to our office.
Okay, and you don't have an online
Within-
testing service yet?
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Sure, that's computer based.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you could do it at night at home, take the test or something like that.
Most of our tests have to be proctored. You're gonna need a proctor there for test security.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, if you're doing it computer-based anywhere through the United States, it's an immediate, your results are immediate.
Okay.
And then it'll print out the result.
Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, that's so kids can't do the test for you.
That's right.
Yeah.
You can't Google it.
Yeah.
I have
Okay.
a question. Is there a limit of times that you can take any particular test? Just asking.
Generally, no. I mean, if we see an issue with a person, especially in our office, we'll have a conversation with them. We suggest that you get more training, but it really depends on the test. In medical gas, they run a little tighter ship on a medical gas installer for obvious reasons. I mean,
So if you take the test once, you fail it, you come back 3 weeks later, you take it again, do you still have to pay the same fee, or do you get redone?
yeah, it's a brand new test.
Okay.
Do it right the first time.
Yeah.
Okay.
That it? So, pull some numbers.
Say Merry Christmas, and those of the Christian faith, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Kwanzaa,
Festivus.
Happy Festivus.
Oh, yes.
You know, got it all going.
And what's your name?
Good morning. My name, Jose Jimenez. There's only a few of us who know that. Dwight Perkins is my name. I'm the Senior Vice President of Field Operations for the IAPMO Group. I try to come when I can, and this is always a good opportunity to say hello, see faces I haven't seen in a while, new faces, old faces, and in between.
You gotta show up on Saturday.
So are you going to
Moon
pick
Alice.
Yeah.
Move on to the drawing.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about the Uniform Plumbing Code, the Uniform Mechanical Code, and the other documents, Solar Energy, Hydronics Code, and Swimming Pool Spa Hot Tub Code. Many of you know we're on the cusp of the 2018 editions of the Uniform Plumbing and Mechanical Codes. We had our annual business meeting in my home state of Alaska back in September, and it was a great turnout. Actually, it's the second largest registration of attendance of people through the 90 plus years we've been in existence. So it was a great turnout, lots of discussions, debate, and in the end, the codes were finalized. I got notification on Friday that the code development section of IAPMO has finished their work on it. They've handed it over, the documents over to our marketing department, which now will go to the printer. They should be in the warehouse by February of 18. And after that, as many of you may know, the process in California will adopt those 18 codes as the baseline for the California 2019 California Plumbing and California Mechanical Code. They'll be called the 2019s. They'll be effective January 1st of 2020. So a little ways to go for California. And they'll look similar of these. Now, having said all that, there's a few things I want to talk about as it relates to IAPMO and to the state of California. This right after this, the election of officers for our board of directors, and to give other people an opportunity to be involved with the code development, our president, DJ Nunez, and our board of directors have decided to open up all our technical committees for new blood. And so we are seeking technical committee members for the development of the 2021 codes for the UPC and UMC. They will be, the cutoff date is for your application is February 1st of 2018. So if you're interested, either come see me or go to our website, download an application, read through that. If you meet the minimum qualifications, please feel free to be involved. On the 2021 codes, those of you that have been involved with code development for some time know that, for instance, the 18 codes come out, and 2019 would be the 18 codes come out, 2018 would be a slow year for code development. Well, the board has decided to up the timelines of development of our codes. So, having said that, what usually is the slow year is now going to be a working year, and that's why we want to get the committees appointed to the technical committees, the people appointed to the technical committees. The 2021 codes will actually come out towards the end of 2020. So just about a full year than what has been in the past. So that's a big deal. So if you're interested, please sign up for one of the committees to be considered. The other committee we're looking for people to fall on, to be involved with is for those of you that are into new technologies and water efficiencies. We're seeking volunteers for the 2020 WE stand, or the water efficiency standard. And there are several positions open for that. And if you're interested, again, go to our website and download an application or see me, and we'll talk about it afterwards. The final thing, as it relates to California, California has what's called the Code Advisory Committee, or the CAC. And they have them for all the codes that California adopts. And as it relates to us, there's one committee called the Plumbing, Electrical, Mechanical, and Energy Committee. And they are seeking volunteers as well. And so if you're interested in those applications need to be filled out by the 5th of January of 18 to be considered. I know Ed Salzberg has been on the committee, but there are several openings. I don't know if he's going to, re-up or not. It's usually one code cycle, but usually they'll extend them if you're interested. So please be involved. This is obviously this is your industry. This is your livelihood for many of you. In my opinion, you have an obligation to become involved, and so consider that. I spent up last night baking cookies all night long.
And you
I
hammered
made
the skins out yourself.
style.
Yeah.
I have my own labels. And then on the back it talks about all the fat grams, which are in the zero. But anyway, got a couple boxes of these. Again, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays. We appreciate everything that you do for the IAMO group. I know officers, it takes a commitment to get this kind of a turnout. It's always a pleasure here, and I'm assuming you'll be installing officers next month. If so, please reach out to me, and I'll be happy to come out and do
Great,
it.
thank you.
So, with that.
Could I ask you a couple of
Oh,
questions?
yeah.
On the technical committees, the application, you said that there's minimum requirements. Could you kind of brief us on what the minimum requirements are?
Part of that is having the ability and the time. If you're not self-employed, you usually have to get some sort of a letter or a commitment from your employer to give you that time. There's several meetings through the code cycle. A lot of this now can be done online or through teleconference. But having a background, obviously, in the industry.
Does it go by years of experience in the industry, or you have to be a
Not
journeyman or an
necessarily.
engineer?
There's because they're developed using the American National Standards Institute process. There are several openings and categories. Not more than 1/3 of any interest group can be appointed to committees. So you have manufacturer, user, installer, maintainer, labor, research, standards, testing, laboratory, enforcing authorities, consumer, and special experts. Those are the various categories.
Be a special expert.
So
In what?
you would fall under a special expert as special expert. We know expert of what. But I mean, it's not, we're not looking for nuclear scientists or minimum qualifications.
Okay.
You're already there, right?
Yeah, Julius Blank.
That was my first job, nuclear scientist, but they didn't play about the money, so I got into the plumbing industry.
Dwight,
Yes, sir.
you still have to pay your own way to the meetings?
Yes. But Jim, because of the technology, a lot of this is done electronically now, so it can be done pretty readily. California, the California Advisory Committee, they meet in Sacramento. California pays for your per diem and stuff like that. They don't pay your wages. So, it's love for the industry that we hope you will get involved. What else? Any other questions?
The first winner is?
The red ticket?
Sales Inc. got the timer running so I don't go over. My presentation today has completely changed from the time I found out this is going to be recorded, and I'll be blasted up to YouTube and possibly lose my job. So for Karen and Sandy's ears, it's going to be a little different and a little cleaner. We'll start off with the finest saltless water conditioner called Enviro in North America. Without salt in those brine-free areas, or if you don't have any electricity required to use Enviro, all sizes are available to reduce scale 99.6%, including better than bottle quality water with your carbon tank, such as Larry has in his house and I have in my house. We enjoy Enviro quite a bit. The Enviro company also makes a tankless water heater shield to protect the tankless heater if you can't have an Enviro or a salt system. So see me afterwards if you're into Enviro. As far as gray water, the most popular topic in chapters 15, 16, and 16A, you will need a diverter valve, not from Home Depot or Lowe's, but a listed valve with Dwight's firm called IAPMO and meet property standard 59. This is our manual valve. In fact, I'm holding it upside down for you novices in the audience. No, it was right. It was right. It was a test for Karen.
You ate too many cookies.
So the water's heading down to the sewer, and I want to divert it over to my gray water system, whether I'm using it for toilets, urinals, irrigation. I simply manually close this valve. For those who live in Palos Verdes, we have the Siri one. I tell Siri, close the valve. I'm having a cocktail party. I can no longer go out and open and close my own valve. You'll do this with electronics, which we don't furnish. We just furnish the valve. Size is available, 2, 3, and 4 inch. In French, un, deux, trois. Last on my list is shark bite PEX. PEX has been around a long time. Since I started coming here in '94, I've heard of PEX. And all PEX systems, whether type A, B, or C, are allowed in Chapter 6 in the Plumbing Code. And this particular PEX is unique, not because of the PEX type, or the PEX color, red, white, or blue, or coil, bowl, coils, or straight pieces. What makes this PEX unique is I don't need any tools to install it. I simply take the push-fit technology by SharkBite. I simply insert it into the 1-inch coupling, and if I see green at the end, I don't have to go through the apprenticeship committee at 582. Well, that was sort of right in there, wasn't it? So anybody that wants to see PEX from 1/2 inch to 1 inch, we make it all the way up to 2 inch, but on the Evo PEX 25-year warranty system, those stop at 1 inch and I go to a brass fitting from 1 1/4 and up. These are non-removable. So we did PEX, we did SharkBite, we did gray water. We have raffles for you. Drawing numbers for raffle, Mr. Reed. It was Mr. Zinn.
Yeah, Reed's next to me.
Zinn Tindell. Go ahead.
It's your SharkBite. It's NFS 61. Okay.
It's not only NSF, thank you for asking, but the folks down at World Reliance who own SharkBite actually has an RR number with the City of Los Angeles, which on this material, Ed knows, you got to have an RR number for this type of material, and we have that. including in that report will be a sizing table. Since these are insert fittings, you won't size them as you would copper. Were there other questions?
So City of LA already approved your sizing table?
Yes, it's included in the RR report. I can send you a copy on Saturday, Sunday, anytime you want it.
You know me, right?
Yes, I do.
Ira, what the cost?
Oh,
How much more?
the question was, if you could hear Larry, who has an Enviro water system in his house.
If I did household sales, we'd have problems.
We're gonna see you in the lobby.
She's
An
calling.
engineer,
I'm taking it down.
an
She's
engineer
calling us,
asked,
Lyra.
an engineer asked me if these fittings cost more than an insert fitting typically used in Uppa or Zern, so many other people out there doing PECs. And the answer is yes, they do cost more because you don't need a $700 tool to press it, expand it, crush it, kick it in the, oh, I'm sorry, it's clean time. So yeah, these fittings are gonna cost more, but they're gonna save labor. This is the fastest joining method in the labor calculator because there are no tools. You're simply throwing it together. Sure, here, take this home and show it to Patty.
Do your own. And it leaves no marks for when you beat them.
So yeah, I don't have the cost because as a manufacturer rep, we never discuss costs. You have to go through our distributor in town in Southern California for the actual cost. But yeah, my guess is these are gonna cost a couple dollars or $1.50 more than a standard insert fitting, but you're not gonna have to recharge your battery, you're not gonna have to buy tools, you're not gonna have to calibrate them, etc., etc.
So you need the half inch, because you can wrap it around their neck and strangle them.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
Get that on tape?
Oh, so, first tickets.
All right, I'm Scott Kevin from ACT Demand Systems.
Yes.
I am the part of the company that still has hair in our company. I'm here for Larry. This year, we want to, just so you know, for those of you who are new or might not know our products, we deliver hot water. We deliver hot water quicker. We deliver hot water in a manner that is completely Title 24 compliant. That's what we do. That's who we are. That's where our focus is. In the world of new world of tankless and a whole variety of hot water, both heaters, delivery systems, in any application, in any setting, residential, commercial, large footprint, small footprint, we can in every case provide an answer that's not only energy efficient, but also save a tremendous amount of water. That's the goal. This year, we've kind of moved into the 21st century. We've had, with much cajoling to Larry, we finally convinced him to bring out some new line of products that are not only a little better looking, that are a little more efficient, and can be activated by Bluetooth. Especially with your new millennial customers, they love playing with their phone. You can actually take out your phone, download a free app that comes from our company, and you can actually activate one of our water pump systems via your phone. Motion sensors, you can have wireless buttons, and range extenders and other devices. On top of that, those of you who are familiar with our systems, we forever used a tried and true red button. Well, we decided to again move away from some of our older devices, and we offer some new sleeker LED designs that can not only act as a fashionable button that you're not ashamed to show to customers and put underneath the sink, but also act as indicators. They have a little nice little green LED light to let you know it's operating. But the primary reason why you're here today, we want to really let you know about our newest program. ACT has secured a place as the official vendor for the gas company to install at no charge, I repeat this, no charge, to any apartment owner, any condo owner who has a central boiler system and a recirculation pump, an on-demand controller. This program has been going on for about 6 years. 2018 is the last year for this program,
and they will actually pay for us to come out, take our technology, go to inspect an apartment building, 20 units or more. We can sometimes even go down to 10 units. We can go out, inspect the unit, install a controller on their boiler, wire it with a well-licensed, bonded, heavily insured electrician, and we offer a 5-year warranty on this system, all paid for by the gas company. Thank you very much. And again, this system, the whole idea of this system, of course, is to make their boiler more efficient by basically controlling the runtime of the pump. We can get into more detail on that lately, but what you really need to know for any customer, you have any apartment owner, condo, anybody who has a central boiler system that has a recirculation pump, we can at no cost actually come out and make it incredibly more efficient. And efficiency, you might ask, we can go from a runtime of 100% of the time, like it is right now. We can drop that runtime, still have hot water, 24 hours a day. We can drop that runtime to 10% of what is now currently running. So the savings is obvious. They're going to use less gas, which is what the gas company is concerned with. But at the same time, we can cut down on the wear and tear on the pump. We can remove those problems of pinhole leaks. We can solve a whole variety of fun issues.
And save electricity.
And save energy as well. Mm-hmm. Any questions? Yes.
Are these installing outdoor?
Yes, we have outdoor units like you see here. There's our yield rated outdoor boxes, and we have indoor units, all based on the size of the pump and the application. We can do hardwired, if they have pigtails, whatever the.
So they have a
legislation
pump
requires.
there now, Scott,
Correct.
and the controller just has to be installed because the pump's already there. You're not going
Correct.
to resize the pump and change anything; it's already there.
Correct. As anyone who's worked with boilers know, they have a pump that runs 24 hours a day,
Yeah.
365 days a year. It runs and runs and runs, keeps that pipe nice and hot, and in time, after every fitting, after every burr, what do you get? It cleans off the inside of that copper, and you get a little pinhole leak. On top of that, of course, the pump's running 24 hours a day, red hot. But by using a controller, we can, again, cut that run time to just a few minutes at a time. Pipe cools out, stays nice and cool, and thus extending the life of the whole system, the pump, the piping, you name it. Yes? Yes, your question?
Comment and a question.
Please, please.
If they're running CPVC water pipe, that pinhole problem won't be there.
Okay.
Can you find them?
That's a fine. I will defer to I have no
Tough crowd.
Any more questions?
My question is this program available for new construction?
Larry?
The answer is, yeah. As a matter of fact, it's not just isolated for multifamily. It's good for any building that has circulating systems that run 24/7, up to about 2 horsepower. We can do up to about 2 horsepower. So we can do vertical buildings, hotels, hospitals. Yeah.
What about the office building?
Office building, absolutely. Dorms, military bases, anything that has circulating function 24/7. And we do that on other states right now that don't have a rebate that Southern Cal Gas has. And the payback on this, interestingly enough, in states like Oklahoma, which has the lowest gas rate anywhere out of 50 states, payback periods are less than a year. And they're buying them. So they're starting to get into a rebate period.
Larry, is SDG&E on the program too?
Pardon me?
Is SDG&E on the program also?
Not yet, but they will be going into 2019. San Diego Gas and Electric and PG&E are kind of like
Partners, yeah.
they do their own thing, even though they're owned by the same company. But that's all going to change in 2019.
All right.
Can I ask a quick question technically?
Please.
How does that work? I mean, how?
Without getting into a lot of detail, but basically we put a temperature probe on the line. We interrupt power from the power source to the pump. There's a lot of features built in, but initially, when we put power to it, it runs up to its maximum setting. We have dip switches on. We actually fine tune that site. It runs to a max setting, hit about 110 degrees, shut off, and it allows the pipe to cool down. As it cools down, it'll measure it cool down. When it gets roughly within 18% of that max temp, it'll kick back on, and then as it kicks on, it measures water coming back into it. When it senses hot water, a rise in hot water, that's actually what shuts it off. So the idea is we don't want fixed temps because this is going to be in a variety of installations. This could be in a northeast winter, it could be in a Florida summer. So it's going to automatically adjust for any atmospheric change or water change because it's looking for temperature rise with limits on that, of course, but not looking for any fixed temperature. So you want once this is installed and tuned, you'll never touch it again. It completely adjusts for any temperature setting, but of course, the job number one is tends to always have hot water. Step one, they gotta have hot water. Step two, make it more efficient, and that's really our major goal here. So you can allay any fears of an apartment owner. They'll always have hot water, and to the maintenance guy, it's going to mean a lot less repairs, something not to hassle with.
What Scott didn't say is that this is very complicated because they don't always, the apartment buildings and the construction aren't always the same. We have made 15 modifications. Everything we make is made right here. So electronically, we have the ability to be able to make adaptations to it. We've made 15 modifications in the last 14 months. Why? Not because it didn't work, but because the buildings don't work the way they're supposed to and the way they're plumbed. So we had to adapt our system to be able to handle virtually anything that we run into, including the size of the pumps or the phases. Could be a three-phase pump. You never know. And you were asking a question about outdoor use. Yeah, that's UV approved and also waterproof. We do it both ways. So.
All right, perfect. All right. So today, Larry picked out 4 bottles of wine already pre-wrapped for re-gifting.
My socks off.
Out of his personal stock.
Out of his personal stock.
That's right.
Wow.
All right. So.
This morning I come to you on behalf of Spears Manufacturing, a local manufacturer just like Larry's company. And I think I'd best start out talking about the company itself. Mr. Spears, Mr. Wayne Spears, still shows up to work every day. He doesn't wear a suit and smoke a cigar in the big office. He's downstairs in the factory tinkering all the time, trying to make better stuff. So I want to give you that personal connection to it. And you know, he's pretty dedicated to the trade. He takes people like myself and puts them all around the country. And we're not salesmen, we're technical people. We're there to be with every plumber, to consult with engineers, to work things out with inspectors. And so I want you to know that's their approach to it. Yes, they have other people that go to the stores and try to load the stores up with material. But in terms of the first job is to be with you, to make sure that your work goes well. And if you have a problem, we'll come help you figure it out. So that was important to let you know. Among the things I'd like to talk about this morning, first is the City of LA. There's been some question about our approvals with the City of LA. And I want you to know that our CPVC products, both the ones for water and the ones for waste, both of them have always been listed with the City of LA and continue to be listed with the City of LA. So you shouldn't have any problems at all. Unfortunately, we don't have any City of LA inspectors here today, so. But if you ask them, they'll tell you too. Okay, I wanted to just for a minute brag a little bit. We're good at little stuff, but we're good at big stuff too. When you eventually get into the Rams Stadium, when they finish building it, and you flush the
Inglewood Stadium?
Yeah. Pardon?
Inglewood Stadium?
We call it
The Inglewood, yeah, that's what it's called.
When you flush the toilet or wash your hands, the wastewater will go underground, and all the large diameter waste and storm drains in that structure are all put together with Spears fittings. I gotta admit, somebody else's pipe, but when they needed 16-inch fittings to get it out to the street, they called us. So we were able to fabricate that for them. We also too, out at SpaceX, where they build missiles, one of their heat treating furnaces where they do the nose cones and stuff. Some of our pipe is used to cool that huge furnace, just so they can cool it down enough so they can go inside and take the parts out. So just that, but you know what? We're just really good for down-home stuff too. One of the neat things, Ira, you were talking about Shark Bite. Okay? Well, we took that concept and adapted it to plumbing and did it in iron pipe size instead of copper tube size. So now you can buy adapters and couplings from us to make repairs that have that feature, that grip lock feature is what we call it. You know? So I thought that would be handy today, you know, especially if you're doing repair work, right, Bob? In reference to what Sandy talked about, high purity water, if you're looking at this purple pipe here, what this is it's very special CPVC. It's so slippery on the inside that all the little germs that make water unpure for medical and electronic purposes, they just can't grab on, you know, and so they just keep going right on through. And so we find this is the best product to use for keeping very pure water. And for more ordinary things, I mentioned waste piping. You know, we've been using ABS a lot here. The use of PVC for waste has grown a lot, and but we took CPVC that you use for water, and we molded it in the same molds that we use for waste fittings, for drainage fittings. And so this is something we did a long time ago, but it's getting, the usage is growing because we're not just selling it for laboratories and special industrial applications. We're using it for the waste systems in buildings where the cast iron is failing. Quite often, the iron, you know, the sewer gases will eat through, especially all the horizontal lines. And right now, the Flamingo Hotel in Las Vegas, all 20 some odd floors are being repiped with our waste pipe material. So there's something for everybody here, and we do groove. If people would like to groove the ends of their pipe and connect with fittings, we've been doing that for years. So we've got all those things for you. One last thing I want to point out to you, just to show how that we also try to come up with better things all the time. If you wondered what this blue stuff is, we found a way to make PVC extra strong, so that if you were in the golf business or you had a big irrigation system, what you'd find out is that every time you shut the solenoid valve off, there was a train wreck. You know, you had this massive flow of water, and all of a sudden it shuts off, and for microseconds you have 10 times the pressure in the system. It was breaking fittings all over the place. So we came up with a reinforced fitting with a slightly modified resin, and now we haven't been able to break these fittings. We put them through 50,000 cycles, and they just don't break. So if you got one of those kind of problems, let us know.
And what do you call that besides blue pipe?
We call it Ever Tough Turf. Okay, so who wants to win something?
Thank you, Mario.
Thank you. Your Christmas lights up, Bob.
He's retired, he'll hire somebody to do it for him.
Okay, and lastly, 116.
There we go.
There you go.
Finally.
John, you gonna enjoy the beer in the toolbox?
I will, yeah, absolutely I will.
Oh, yeah.
And it's even an import, thank you very much. Where's the rest of the
Yeah.
This is leftovers. This is all around the back of the car.
What year is it? Mario. Hey, Mario, you've come through for us for a lot of years, and we really appreciate your dedication.
I used to work with Mr. Anderlich there. I used to be with the Cast Iron Salt Pipe Institute for 8.5 years. And in October, I left CISPE, and I'm now with Rheem Commercial Hot Water Heaters. Our office is based out of Roswell, Georgia, And I want to say that even though Mario tried pushing me off the table, I have a little room here, and I wanted to say I'm almost the last. I thought I was the last.
almost all the products before me you can use with my product. We can use Mario's pipe, we can use Larry's pump, we can use Ira's brine-based water softeners as well as Culligan. We can't use John's couplings. We can use Radco's tankless water conditioner for tankless. But anyway,
I have other products you can use.
there you go. That's right. So
Let's keep it clean.
Ream is making a major push in commercial. I work on the commercial side. We have a lot of new products that I'd love to talk to you about, but Ira's sitting right here, and he'd have to cover his ears or he'd have to leave. Because he's the A.O. Smith guy.
No.
No,
Bradford
oh, I'm
White.
sorry,
Bradford
bro.
White.
I owe you another beer.
And another plug.
Yeah. So we do both tank and tankless, gas and electric. Ream is owned by Paloma out of Japan, where our tankless units are made. And the whole Paloma Reed group, also Paloma Ream group, also owns Emax and Raypack. We've got some great newer products. We have a hybrid heat pump hot water heater. That's one of the most efficient products in the industry in that. It's a heat pump that heats the tank and has electric backup. We have a great new system for commercial, for restaurants and other high heat applications where it's an HVAC system tied in with the hot water system. You're preheating the hot water based off the waste heat from the HVAC system. We have new intake and venting kits for tankless, as well as communication software for putting multiple units together. But if you have any questions, come up and see me. And in addition to my being out here in the market, we've got Mega Western Sales and several other Ream employees here in the Southern California market. So thank you for your time. I've got 2 gift cards here. One for Chili's and Macaroni Grill, and one for Lucille's Barbecues.
Flat screen TV.
No big screen TV. Oh. Ticket number 085.
Rep of different commercial plumbing companies. Today I have many products. You guys can come see my line card up here, but I wanted to talk to you guys about 3 products that I think are relevant to our industry. The first one is a company called Circuit Solver. I believe I presented on this about a year ago, but this is a self-adjusting thermostatic balancing valve. So if you've ever had to balance a domestic hot water system, you know how much time and how tedious that process can be. This is a valve that will continually compensate for any conditions in a hot water system. So you literally set it in there and forget about it. You walk away and you never have to balance a hot water system, and this valve will balance itself. In here, I've actually included a couple pieces of information. You can come see it. It talks about the flow. Everybody wants to know what the flow rate is. It's a dynamic flow, so the valve will be constantly modulating, and thus the flow will be changing minute to minute, even second to second. So feel free to come check out that information. The second product I wanted to talk to you guys about is a company called DuraTrench. They're a manufacturer out of Dallas, Georgia, which is a suburb of Atlanta, and they're everything trench drain. They can customize it. Their whole mantra is if you can dream it, they can build it. So if you guys have a unique application where you guys need a specific type of trench, a specific slope, grade, we do custom grading, they can design it. And what's nice about it is it ships to the contractor in 8-foot sections. And that's our standard. We actually will go up to 20-foot sections. So it minimizes the joints, it minimizes the amount of labor that you need to spend in the field. We also put the fancy 2x4 in here as well, so you guys don't have to worry about anything breaking on job site or something getting lost in the trench. This already comes installed on it. Lastly, I wanted to talk to you guys about bottle fillers. This is the new trend. The state of California is releasing bond money now to outfit school districts with bottle fillers. So for those of you who do construction in schools or work with schools, I know Larry, you're involved with this, you guys are probably seeing requests from the school districts for more bottle fillers. I represent Haas Drinking Fountains, which is a mainstay for a lot of districts around here. They've been a main player of heavy-duty, roughed-in stainless steel drinking fountains, and now they have a complete line of bottle fillers to go along with that. So the one that we're promoting, again, is our 1920. It's designed as a retrofit or a new installation, and it's a mechanically operated push-button valve. So it's very simple to operate, and along with that, it's inexpensive relative to some of the other products out there. Yes, sir?
Chris, was that the one that had issues with ADA or not?
So I I didn't get into it earlier, but if you guys want to just talk about it, I think that is something to have a conversation about. DSA is broken up into two regions. You have DSA North and you have DSA South. DSA has interpreted somehow that this serves as an obstruction over a drinking fountain, and for that matter, everybody's bottle filler serves an obstruction. Anything that's protruding off the wall over a drinking fountain is being interpreted by DSA South currently as an obstruction and thus are being rejected on job sites. We're trying to appeal that decision as are other manufacturers. However, as we've indicated, we think that the ANSI standards have been pretty clear in defining what qualifies as an obstruction. Namely, if you guys work on any emergency showers or eye washes, that pull handle would thus be an obstruction under what this interpretation is of DSA South. Same thing with the classroom sink. If you anybody in here is a Just Sink rep, you guys know that you offer a bubbler alongside a faucet. Well, that faucet, according to this interpretation, would also qualify as an obstruction. So somehow they're not viewing that as illegal right now. I don't know why. Again, we're still trying to request clarification, but at this point, they've not really addressed that issue, and unfortunately, our next tact is to go to the Building Standards Commission, but we understand that that's still a multi-year process. So for the time being, yes, all bottle fillers DSA South jurisdiction are currently being rejected.
And to reiterate, that's just DSA South.
Yes, DSA North, and that's a great point. DSA North, and for that matter, the rest of the 49 United States, federal ADA inspectors are not rejecting them anywhere else that we are aware of currently. Again, this is one group that has interpreted something that we believe incorrectly, but again, we are at the mercy of that jurisdiction.
Right.
What does it look like when it's installed? Hold it up and say it's vertical, horizontal?
Yeah, I'm sorry. So if this was just your drinking fountain, it would literally sit on the wall just above the drinking fountain. We have a catch basin if your drinking fountain bowl isn't out far or further back enough. But most drinking fountain bowl design now are recessing that drain to capture that water. So again, it's just a manually operated. It uses our standard 5874 push button valve, which if you guys have ever serviced a Haas drinking fountain, you'll probably recognize that. Front access, and again, it's a heavy duty 14 gauge stainless steel product. Yes, some questions?
I just want to make a statement, just a clarification, because California does not enforce ADA. Okay, the California Building Code, Chapter 11, whether it be A or B, in your case, you're talking B, is what your DSA guys are looking at. So don't, if anybody's working that aspect, please follow that stuff, because we don't worry about the federal standard, the federal ADA, because we have no jurisdiction over any of that whatsoever. If you all want to have the federal standards on any of your jobs, make sure you call the Department of Justice. They'll be happy to come out. And as a jurisdictional member, I always ask, the day that you ask the DOJ to come out, please do not ask us to come. We don't want to be there.